Whoa, and let's get into the makeup really quick because I just did it, and so I need everyone to see. There's a lot of colors going on, there's a lot of sparkles, and that's just the type of bitch I am. Give me the color, give me the... And like, she's hella dressed in black, and she always is in black. Actually, most of the time she's in black, but like, look at that. Even though it's a little bit graphic, look at that. So much color, so much shit going on. That's what I want. Give me the sparkly, give me the sparkly, give me the color, give me so much blush on my face. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you for looking at that. And like, yeah, even keep taking more looks. Yeah. And I'll stay still. Yeah, she did a bang up job. Is that what they say? A bang up job. Already straight into the British accent, like, or English. They don't like being called British, and I'm sorry. But also, you should apologize to me too, even if you had nothing to do with it. Don't care. Don't care. So what's up today? You know, it's Friday still. And like, should I even date these? No, fuck it. This is a timeless reading. Like, that's what I'm gonna say. This is a timeless reading. Whenever you're watching this, you're meant to find it. Super. Because she'll just come when she comes, okay? But for me right now, it's Friday, which means the day is ruled by Venus, who is stationed retrograde and beating the fuck out of my ass. But you know what I said? I said, please, I am homegirls with a Venusian goddess. What the fuck do I look like getting beat up on a Venus day? When I have her in my corner? No. So I put on my makeup, I put on like some devotive things, I did my shit, and now I'm here and I'm sparkly and I'm pretty because it's Venus Day. You cannot take Venus away from me. You cannot take the the ultimate Venusian, but like yeah, you can't take her you can't take her away from the ultimate Venusian. No, 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 no. So she didn't. You know another aspect that I have in my chart? I'll say it right now. Neptune trine Venus. Neptune is like Venus exalted, or like the exalted form of Venus. I don't really know how people say it, but and I don't know if I think it's just Hellenic astrology that does this. So Uranus is the exalted Mercury, and then Neptune is the exalted Venus. And it makes so much sense when you think about Greek deities, because it's like they don't need to be equated to their Roman counterparts, Mercury, Venus, because they have their own planet, I guess. I don't know how to say it. Mercury is retrograde and she's very Mercury ruled. So just understand that it's going to be a little bit the Augie way for a sec. Got some shit written down as always. I just always have to say it. I have some shit written down, and we can get into it. There was something that I thought about from the other video that I made, and I don't really remember what it was, but it was something that I wanted to correct. So if that's meant to come back, it will, and I'll correct it. And then everyone will be like, oh, blessed Nixie, we're so happy that you corrected this because we were so confused. Like, that sounds so rude, but like, it's just like she be overthinking it all the time. And it is so exhausting. Who made me a Virgo with an air heavy chart? Who made me that? But then it's like, period. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, this chart eats. It's just like, you can tell she's had it rough. Like, if you know how to read a chart, you're like, damn. And your ass is getting kicked even to this day. But I think the whopping is about to stop. I think she's about to start being that bitch once more. Once more, as in like in another life, I was that bitch. And my soul is returning to establish myself in this life as that bitch. And so she's making her return. And she's starting, and she started. And she's started because she's ahead of the game. She's ahead of the game. Bitches don't even get it. They don't they don't they don't get it. And like sometimes she doesn't either. Sometimes she's like, I'm, yeah, like mean, not enough, not doing anything. Look at everybody else and then look at you. Boo. And it's just like, bitch, what if I was a different person? But like, hella ripped me out the plastic, hella acting brand new, hella because she is. And then something else that I realized too, when you're healing from trauma, like, let's talk about it. Let me talk about it. When you're healing from trauma, ooh, I remember now. Okay. So I'll actually talk about what I remembered so I don't forget. Because if I forget the other thing, it'll come back at another point. I was so anxious because she's traumatized. And so it wasn't like, I think I was just nervous about the song because I didn't remember the words that well, because they're so like, they're like, how about we have these kids sing a song that has about, I don't know, like you could make the song into a fucking chapter book, like a YA chapter book. That's how fucking many words are in this damn song. And they were like, let's have them learn it because that's how much they love God. She was nervous because she was like, I can't remember. And the pressure as well. And then she's also fresh out of a very traumatizing situation. My dad had passed like maybe not that long ago. I don't think it had been that long. I don't even know that it had even been a year. So the nervousness, because this is something that happens when you experience trauma, especially if you have CPTSD or like a trauma disorder, PTSD, CPTSD, anything else. I don't know the other ones. Haven't taken a gander at the DSM. I don't know what edition is it the 6 now? Or are we still on the 5? Or is it like 5E or like, I don't know. 5E is just 5th edition. So like, anyway, she hasn't read it, so I don't really know like what the other names are. But when you have a trauma disorder or when you have recently experienced trauma, but especially CPTSD, you can have emotional flashbacks too. So if something makes you feel the way that you felt during that trauma, it makes your body feel like you're experiencing that trauma again. And so you go into fight or flight or whatever, like your body cortisol dumps and prepares you to experience some sort of like major harm so you can protect yourself. It's literally that. That was what was happening. She was nervous and anxious and everything was really loud and she couldn't see. And so she was like all clenched up, like frozen. She was in freeze mode. And I was just like, dang. I still am in the mode of like separating myself from my child self to like really understand myself and like find healing and just like care for my child self. That's the way I've been having to do it, is just like separating myself into like me and not child me, but like that child. And it makes me have so much more care for it. Not like I didn't care and not like I wasn't like, oh, that's really sad. It's just like, it's me, I'm built different, I'm tough. Like that's, it just gets hardened. But when I look at myself as if I were like a separate child, I'm like, oh, you poor thing. Like my heart breaks for her. My heart breaks for her. And then I have to remember like, okay, like I have to now get into the integration of like, that's me. I don't know if I'm ready for that because it literally is just like, I think I have to go through some really huge like grief to like, once that's integrated, I will not be able to control the grief that happens because it's so devastating. It's just devastating. It's devastating. And that's why I don't be looking back there. I said, but, and then. But it's okay. It's like you can't run but you can face it and integrate the parts that need to be integrated, dead the rest. I need to stop doing that, but like, hella, that's the shit I'm on. And that leads me into the movie that I wanted to talk about, Maxxxine, Maxxxine, Maxxxine. Like, not our aster, although shouts out because you be eating. And like, yeah, let's do a little left turn for a sec because I just have to talk about this. I was having a conversation and like this is very like, yeah, parasocial, yeah, but it's also very fucking true, so listen here. If I met Ari Aster, people would say like, I feel like I'd be scared. Like I've heard like in the conversation, I feel like I'd be scared. No, bitch. I'm curious, I'm interested. I want to understand you. I want to understand you. And not like I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated at like your creative, like how you put that shit together and how it came to you. But it's like when you have trauma, that type of shit just be coming to you. And it's sad. And it's just because like, or like if you even have a nightmare, that can turn into a horror movie, and some people's nightmares are more gruesome than others. So I'm just like I'm only trying to get to know you. And that's crazy, and and I don't care, and I don't care. Because also the truth is that once, not if, once, WUNS, once I start making fucking feature films, bitch. Don't know how it's gonna happen, but it is. God bless my soul. Hella that. Like, let me get the haters off me. Hella that. In fact, like, let me find. No, I'm not gonna do all that. Oh no, but I think it's just right here. No, too much. But once I'm doing that, if I don't get to make a film with that one, assuming that no disgusting shit comes out before or after we would work together, that is the motherfucker I want to make a film with. That is the one I want to make a film with. And then Jordan Peele as well. Unless there's some shit that came out. I don't know. And then they're men. And like, I'm sorry to men because like I understand that y'all have just been done dirty and we've all been done dirty and this is what the result is. And I don't know how, like, whoever gets, just understand the next, if there's ever a cishet man that gets me to trust them, like, genuinely, and like I find family in them and they never break that trust because it's genuine, understand that you are an angel from God, from heaven, literally like birth from God's tooth. Like, all of your bones are born of like an angel's wing bones. Understand that that is you, because and like you will be precious to me and I will like put you on the highest fucking pedestal on earth, and then maybe that'll shift you into being fucking evil, but like probably not. But understand that that is a feat to get me to trust a man in general, but like a cis het man, because it's just like, since very little, done terribly, and I'm not gonna go into it again. Not soft white underbelly, but understand that if you somehow got in and you were right, I would have to go back to church. I would have to get rebaptized. I would have to get on my knees at the altar. I would have to like speak in tongues. I would have to become a preacher and like just be like, God is real, God is real, God is real. I mean, and maybe she's already fucking doing that though. But like, just understand that it would be like to such a different degree, because I don't trust those motherfuckers to the point where it's just men in general. It's not even like a cis trans thing. It's not even that. Like, I'm just like, you're a man. gotta keep my distance, like, super. And I'm sorry to reveal this. It's trans men too. And it's not to the same degree, because I'm like, you have gone through a lot of the things that I've gone through. And so it makes me feel more of a solidarity. And it's like, you're still a man, so I still don't fully trust you. And it's sad, and I'll heal. It doesn't have to be your fault. It's just like, understand she's healing, and she gotta take her time. And if you fuck it up, like I said before, she's turning into fucking Scarlet Witch. Everybody's going down, 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 like hella on Candid. Like, I'm gonna be like, Mom, but I'm calling fucking the devil below. Like, literally, I'm going to be. So I can't be taking that kind of risk, and just understand that that's just all it is. And I'm allowing myself to little by little open up, and just understand that it has to be at my pace. It has to be at my pace. Okay? Because if someone pry me open a little bit too fast and then turn out they're not trustworthy, the whole universe is getting fucked up, because I'm sick of it, and I'm fighting right now. And I'm fighting. So do not. And that really is only for the men. Like, trans masks are safe, I think. Trans masks are safe. No, it depends. It really does. One trans mask is safe. One is completely safe. Everybody else, it's just like, that's just where I'm at right now. And it's sad. I'm sad for myself, because I just don't like that. But that's just where it is, and I just need it to be known. So let's get into Maxxxine. She looked at her past, and her past said, no, she ain't look at that shit. She said, I'm looking forward. And it's just like everyone's been talking about, and that's why I'm like, Ty West or T West. I don't know if it's T or Ty. But like, first of all, 8 with Pearl. Holy shit. Yeah. And, you know, I talked about this a couple days ago, like, because BPD TikTok, I'm not on there very much, because I'm like, I don't feel like I fully relate to all y'all, and which makes me feel like it might not be BPD, it might just be CPTSD, and they would all make so much sense if that was it. Well, shit. She's cured. Well, shit, she's cured. And I'm pretty sure that and it's not like I came up with that. The professionals who have worked in my life also said that it is likely that it could be that too. But, you know, we go back and forth. But the BPD baddies on TikTok, and I'm not being like, this is a nickname that they came up with for themselves. The BPD baddies on TikTok, where like they make the edits of Pearl, and they're like, she's so real, like, this is how BPD feels. And it's like, to a degree, like, let's remember let's remember that it's to a degree. But yeah, to a degree, because that scene, and that's the one that they put in the edits too, that scene where she's like, yeah, like, did I do something wrong? You just went cold on me. And like I feel things very deeply. I know. I'm like, yeah, like, just getting in it. Shout out, I don't know if it's Goth or Goth. Shout out to you, Mia. Period. And you see why I fucking love a Scorpio? Do you see why? Who's another one? I think, is Daniel Kaluuya a Scorpio? Or am I thinking of someone else? It might not be him. He might be a Pisces. But all my favorite actors, actresses, if you like that too, are water signs. Every single one. Every single one. Every single one that's like stood out really like hard for me. And I'm like, you are like, I'm fond of you, like cradle you like a baby. They're all water signs. And like, you're dear and darling to me. Understand that. Dear and darling. But yeah, she's like, you went cold on me. And then she just, I thought you liked me. Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah. And Pearl is what happens when you can't heal. Pearl is what happens when you can't heal. Maxxxine is what happens when you can. The coke get bigger. You go from using a $1 bill to 100. Like, when you integrate, like, when you're not seeking perfectionism, you're just seeking a new life and a better one, you can actually push the fuck through. And the coke get bigger. That's like really what stood out to me about like how the beginning and the end were tied together. Is just like she's rolling, she's with 100, period. And then I thought about how dirty it was and like, is she gonna get an infection? Like Virgo thoughts, Virgo. Is she gonna get an infection? But yeah, but Maxxxine. The first time I watched Maxxxine, I did some psilocybin, some magic friends. I don't know like how to censor that, but like I did that and then I watched it and she was turned because it was the day after my birthday. If not the day, no, it was the day of my birthday. And I had just gotten back from my birthday party, which that shit was weird as fuck. I decided to, because I was just like, I can't talk to any of the people. Like, I can't try to make a plan with any of the people who are in my life right now because I know I'm gonna have to pull the weight and I literally have no life outside of work right now. Like all of my time is going to work. So I cannot do that. And these people are, so I thought, like nice and good enough to party with, and like they were like they were sweet. It's just like they were not, she got to redo it again, like again and again. And I was actually thinking about knitting this time, but knitting takes a lot more focus, but I feel like I should start knitting, I think, during these. But I just want to finish this, so I have to, and I just need to like, let's just do it the way it needs to be done. Let's just do it. Coworkers, yeah, so I did my birthday party with my coworkers, and that was just bizarre. Like, one of them was already drunk. I was like, right. Hella flirting the whole time. Sorry if you're watching this, not trying to be a bitch. And also, like, you were weird, so maybe I am trying to be a bitch. Not like it's bad to be weird. You were weird in a way that, like, if I went to HR, you would have a fucking case. Like, sorry, but it's true. And I don't know if it's like you're neurodivergent, so you just didn't realize, or if you're like truly just like, but either way, wow. He was at my birthday party, period. Like, let's invite the enemy. I just be doing that sometimes, like, keep your enemies close. That's that Pluto. That's that Pluto sextile Libra Venus. Keep your enemies close. I don't do it that much, but it's just like if an enemy is intriguing enough, I'll be like, come here, let me look. And that's kind of scary. And so yeah, but reveal it. And this is where I find that I am a bit scorpionic myself, and I think that's why I like them so much, because I'm just like, we see each other. That's how we see each other. We see. La 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 la. But yeah, so he was there, kept an enemy close, and then he, yeah, no, let's talk about it. Let's get messy. Who gives a fuck? Let's reminisce. Let's get messy. Let's be crazy. He also wanted to like come to my birthday breakfast that I had with my best friend and my partner at the time. And I'm like, no, you're spotted, narcissist. And actually, yeah, I don't give a fuck if you were neurodivergent because some of the shit you said was crazy. If you're watching this, some of the shit that you said was crazy. I don't know if he is or not. I just like calling people out just in case they are because it's just a little bit fun. Like, let's play. Let's play. Let's play. But like, yeah, he was there. And then like a few other coworkers. And like, if y'all are watching, I'm just like, if anyone's watching, it's just funny to hear about yourself in this context. But it doesn't matter. Let's just talk about them as if they're not here. Two women, strong women, no, because they're both black. They don't have to be strong. One of them was very much like, she made the soft life. And what was she? She was a Scorpio. Determination, like determinate. Hella baddie. Other one, Pisces, baddie. Bad as fuck to the point where I was just so anxious the whole time. Like the first like month that I worked there, so anxious every time like we would interact and communicate. Every fucking time I was so anxious and nervous. Oh my gosh. And she's just like awkward, and she's awkward when you first meet her, especially, like even more so. And so like made a bunch of crazy first impressions, absolutely. But then one of my last things that I did was go to a concert and take like fucking 20 million shots with one of the with Scorpio baddie. So like, yeah, she's a fucking social juggernaut. You can't stop her. It doesn't matter if she's a little bit awkward. It doesn't matter if she doesn't get it. It doesn't matter if she's a little ditzy. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if she's musty for a sec, because it keeps happening. It keeps happening where I'm musty for a sec. The reason why? She's stressed as fuck. Understand that if I smell bad, it's because I'm probably going through like some sort of trauma episode. So don't ever in your life talk shit. Ooh, actually, yes, stand on this shit for myself. Don't ever talk shit about my scent. And if you do, I will rub my pit all up in your tongue. I'm getting both of the scent receptors, bitch, all the way up in the roof of your mouth. Like, I'm gonna shave my fucking armpit hair and throw that shit straight into your fucking... You're gonna choke. Don't ever talk about that shit. Especially because I went through puberty early, and so she's a little bit sensitive about it, and that's why I get to stand on it even more. I don't give a fuck, because she went through puberty early. My whole family talked shit about me, and it's like, and who's supposed to be teaching me what I'm supposed to do when this starts happening? Pheromones on loud. I can't help it. Tell me what to do, bitch. I'm 8. Huh? How am I supposed to know this? They're not even talking about that in school yet, because I'm a bit young. Fuck you. So don't ever in your life talk shit about my scent, because it goes that far back. And then also because typically it's trauma born and it's stress born. And yeah, but if I was living a soft life, understand that I would be using Arm & Hammer Essentials deodorant, because they have no aluminum. That shit smells so good. It keep you smelling good as long as you reapply it a second time in the day, and as long as your shit's on cleaner. Pretty much you just have to bathe really well, like use your fucking African net sponge, bathe really well, exfoliate, get a chemical exfoliant. But I'm willing to do the work. I'm a Virgo. And I'm like, if it's better for my body, I'll do it. Get a chemical exfoliant. Rub it under your arms. The Ordinary has a really good one. Glycolic acid. It's 7%, I think. Put it on like a little cotton pad or whatever the fuck. You could even put it on your hands and rub that shit. Let it dry. And then put the deodorant on. You will be on Gucci Anna all day until you gotta reapply it. But honestly, you'll be on Gucci Anna all day as long as you're not like fucking doing like gymnastics. which she's not so extremely active. But then I have been being more active, and then she's been stressed, so she's using antiperspirant right now. And I hate it because it makes my body feel terrible. I don't like it. Let me sweat. I need to sweat. That's the thing about, like, I'm not going to plug it too much, but that's just the thing about it. Arm & Hammer Essentials deodorant. You can sweat in her and you'll still smell fine. You'll smell good. You'll smell good even. It's just like, for those deodorants, you have to apply them so specifically and do such specific shit that it's like, it's not really worth it if you live a busy lifestyle, which most of us do here in this state. I say state, I mean the country, but the state, you know? Yeah. So Maxxxine, she ate. And yeah, I looked at my past of smelling bad because I didn't understand what to do. Because, like, as a kid, people aren't really putting deodorant on you because you don't smell bad. You don't smell like anything. You're a child. You smell like child and like outside. And then you go through puberty and your scent is on loud. Ah! And I understand it's not fun to just be smelling bad shit, but it's just like, tell me what I need to do. And like, really hold my hand because I'm a child. You gotta teach me. And that's something about healing from trauma. Yeah, let's get there. Something about healing from trauma is that, like, and I noticed this because I've been healing, like, let's give it up, everybody make some noise, bitch, everybody make some noise. I've been healing and I've watched myself go from like kid state to teenager state. I think I'm like 19 right now. That's good. And I jumped quick. I stayed in the kid spot for a hot minute, and it's just because shit was going berserk. But as soon as I was chill enough to like start healing and like integrating traumas and like being like, you didn't deserve that, or like it was just because of this, or blah blah blah, whatever. She's now a young adult. Her last teenage year, which means she's about to be a young adult, but in the 20s way, which means she's about to be her age, which means her prefrontal cortex was saved. That was the main thing that I thought about, and it made me like shift into fucking hyperdrive, because I was like, my prefrontal cortex is about to be fully developed. I have to make sure that none of the trauma shit and any of like the bad habits that I have get fully integrated into this bitch. Because no. So I've been on hyperdrive, and you know, it's not perfect, but I'm doing fucking really good, because by September, my shit has to be right. If I'm still smoking a little bit too much Mary Jane because I'm stressed, I'm about to, no, I'm not gonna do anything. That's actually okay. That's like, thank T Lord. But any other, if I have any other like trauma habits or like habits that aren't good for like my well-being, by the time this bitch is fully developed, like this is a fucking game. Like, you're joking. Like, that's a joke. And yeah, that does put a lot of pressure on me, but I don't care, because I cannot repeat any of these cycles that like I've watched my family repeat, that I've watched myself repeat, that I've watched my ancestors repeat. I'm sick of that shit. No. And thank T Lord once more that I woke up, because she was asleep and her eyes were closed. And that got her fucked up. But now she's awake. No more having me fucked up. Whoa, having me fucked up. She is awake. Like, she is awake. She's up. And is she making it everybody's problem? Like, every viewer of these, at the very least, at this current point in linear time. But yeah, let's give it up for me healing. Something I noticed though, so yes. So yeah, when you're healing, like understand if you're traumatized or something, or like however you feel, if you feel like you're a child version of yourself, or you're like one of those people who's like, I feel like I'm still 15, you probably went through some shit and you gotta face it. And once you face, like if you're able to, and once you face it, and it's dark and it's messy, and you do have to stop. You do. And when you get these resting points, it's such a gift, even if it's so fucking stressful. Because, like, for me, I'm stressed and I'm scared and I'm stressed and I'm scared because it's like you're vulnerable. But just understand that if you ever like hit a point where like you're able to rest and like things are really stressful, but you're able to like take a moment and like find stillness, like you're kind of bored even, that's a good time. Maybe not to fully start integrating because you do have to stop. It's just like understand that if you start healing, you have to stop. You have to stop. You do. And it's so unfortunate in a way. But it's just because like you think that you're good. And then that trauma, say, and you're on your ass and you're crying and you're crying and you're like, and you're purging it or whatever, and your body's doing what it needs to do to like get you where you are. Imagine how much fucking work that takes, and you're trying to work while that's happening. Try again. You're not going back. Sorry, that's just how it works. You're not going back. It's not up to you anymore. That's like, that's might scare the masses, but that is how it goes. It's because like you get to a point where you're like, I can't go back. Whether it's because you realize that that shit's gluttonous and like it doesn't make any sense, or because you realize I need to take some time for myself to like actually face this and do this shit or whatever. You're not going back. Like no matter, or like whether it's your decision of those two things or whatever other thing, or whether it's like life decide for you, your body decide for you because you got whopped. And so it's just like prepare. If you have trauma, just prepare. Prepare a cushy spot for yourself to go all the way through it because you're gonna need that. And that's why I'm like, I can't, right now, I cannot look at kid me and be like, that's me. Because I'm about to be crying, throwing up, crying, throwing up, crying, throwing up. I at least need a buddy at this point because I keep going through that shit. I at least need a buddy. Give me a buddy to go through that shit with. Like, mutually. Or, like, just be with each other. And make a home. And, like have the cushy trauma thing. Yeah, that sounds really nice. Wow. Like, what if we all just healed? What if we all healed? What if we all healed? And that leads me to another thing. Don't let that shit build up in your body. Because no matter what, you think you're shirking it. You think you're swimming. Bitch, there's a barnacle on you. And she just had 10 babies. I don't know how barnacles work. She just had 10 baby. Now there's 10 on you. 11, I mean. And it multiply until you get all eaten up and you can't keep moving. Don't let it build up. I'm dead serious. Don't let it build up. Don't let it build up. Let somebody take care of you. If you can, like truly, if you have that resource, one, you're blessed. Let me get the haters off you because, wow. I'm trying to find that spot for myself as well, actually, because, and then I'm like, maybe it's here where I experience so much trauma. But it could be. It might be. It's just like, if it's just me and my Garmar, then that could work. Even though it could work. It could work. Because at the end of the day, it just could work. But like, anywhere else would be awesome. Anywhere else that is like would be awesome. Because like, what if we didn't have to relive? What if we didn't have to go there? But then I'm also like, what if that's the last part of the integration? I just can't, I just don't know. I don't know. And then there's also a lot of my shit there. So I'm like, but then I'm like, I could have a bed. I could have a bed. I don't know. That's like, yeah, like getting into my personal. But don't let it build up in your body. And I've been letting it build up in my body. And I think that's why my body stopped for a sec. And now she's like, okay, I think. And that's not fully why my body stopped. My body stopped because the shit got triggered in such a bizarre way that was directly congruent with every single trauma was hit. Every single one. It's like my trauma timeline was looked at and like studied and then replicated. Hella that. So like her body stopped because that I already have the trauma disorder, and then to hit every single one, and I'm not even joking, the housing, the money, the food insecurity, that's why she looked, the food insecurity, sorry, she's getting so, I'm really honing in on that because I think I understand what people have been thinking. And I just need to correct, it's not by my volition. No. It's Sika. The food insecurity. I had to say it a 20th time. And then the verbal, and then over. And my body's supposed to keep going? No, that shit makes your body shut down. Because it's just cortisol dump. Ah! Like, how fucking dare you? And that's all I gotta say. How fucking dare you? And this is for all my ladies out there, as in anyone, like whatever you identify as. I just wanted to say all my ladies because it reminds me of like early 2000s music. For all my ladies out there, just understand that if you're feeling a little bit how the fuck dare you, stand on that shit. Both feet, if you only have one, as many extremities as you have that hold your body up. If it's wheels, I don't care. Stand on that shit. How fucking dare they? I don't give a fuck if you're overreacting. Overreact. Protect yourself. Stand up for yourself. See yourself and be like, yeah, they shouldn't have done that. You're your own best friend at the end of the day. Get mad for yourself. Abso-fucking-lutely. Something about being raised in the church makes you... Oh, yes, okay. Yeah, let me rewrite that. Like backspace. Something about, for me, so I'm telling my personal story. Growing up in the church while being closeted for like pretty much the whole time that I was living with them, I understand now. Because I think I did understand that I was gay after being like, whoa, that woman is so beautiful. I was like, why do I want to be a boy so bad to date her? Why does it just have to be a boy? I wish girls could date each other. And my Barbie started doing some crazy stuff. I didn't know how they were doing that by themselves. Like, didn't know they could do that by themselves. Like, hella Toy Story type shit. Like, rated R. But, like, didn't know they could do that. And then also speaks to some other shit. Soft white underbelly. But growing up in the church, being closeted, it's just like, Zay Lewis, I think is his name on TikTok. He was talking about how like growing up as a Black person in like a PWI, but like as a kid, yeah, growing up in like a predominantly white school, it makes you have to withhold your anger, and it makes you have to not stand up for yourself, because your shit will get all crisscrossed fucked up if you do. Like systematically, is that right? I don't know if it's systemically or systematically, if it's like that kind of dynamic. But like, it'll crisscross you, it'll fuck you up. So you have to just take it and bear it and even smile. And that's like, I didn't realize that I understood. Oh, yeah. And he was talking about like the rage that builds up and how it's so dangerous. And like, it's so terrible because it just eats away at you. And then you become very like self-destructive. If you're not outwardly destructive at a certain point, you just become very self-destructive. And I was just like, he's spitting. I didn't go to a school like that. I honestly didn't even know that Colorado was like, oop, doxed myself, but like, I didn't realize that the whole state was mostly white people, and like there's not much diversity, because my little pocket of this state, like maybe 5 white people that I knew. That's an exaggeration, but like very, very few, to the point where I wasn't really even thinking about them much. Like, I'm not in your world and you're not in mine. That's how it was. And so I don't know what that's like. That sounds like every day, because for me it was just like, well, yeah, it was every day. Okay. Like, let's validate our trauma and let's just be like, yeah, it was like quite equivalent. Same thing for growing up in like a religious household, like hyper religious household, where they hated the rainbow people, which hidden in plain sight, because I was giving QUEER. I was giving that DOWN. I'm just spelling, spell, like, let's get the letters. I was giving that down. So they were just lying to themselves, but it's because they don't know what a gay looks like, except look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, my 2 aunts, I gotta say it. Look in the mirror, y'all are bi, and you literally came out to me. Hello that. Sorry I outed you, but like, you did me first. She's messy today. And fuck it, because I'm being me. Me is not necessarily messy, but me is, let's fucking tell the truth. I don't give a fuck how blunt it is. I'm gonna care for you and I'm gonna be careful with you, because mothering instinct, super traumatized, needed some gentleness, a gentle touch, a gentle caress of the words and the hands and the energy and the environment. She ain't get it. So I'm always very gentle with people, and I also know how much that shit can break you. So she's not gonna hurt you. I'm not violent, but I'm violent towards the right people. A bully, like, watch your shit. Watch yourself. And I don't, like, a bully, like, we're grown, yes, but like, if you're a bully, I'm a pit bull and I'm about to fuck your shit up. Understand that. It's like I become something else, and I'm like, how fucking dare you? I'm like such an exactor of justice. That's what it is. She's an exactor of justice. So yeah, hypocrite, and they hated themselves, and that's why they were hell on me, because they're like, it almost got me too. And it's like, and it could have really held you. And it could have really held you, actually. Your community could have held you. And you could have freed us earlier, and now you put it all on me. Now she's gay, she's doing this shit with the ancestors, you put it all on me, damn. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about. She's gay. Growing up in the church, and like just in a super religious family, and constantly hearing like, you're gonna go to hell, you suck, you're disgusting, nasty devil, you. And they even said it directly to me, but like, that was one person, but it really hit harder that I was called it by him, because it's like, I thought you saw me. Even though I was being like aggressive with him, but it was because, like we talked about earlier, men, and there's a man in my house now. Who brought him here? Even though he's like my family member, who brought him here? And then he's being like weird and aggressive with me, and I'm supposed to not fight back. But then also the type of shit that I went through, it also was like adding to like that you have to keep the anger in. If I stood up for myself, even if I just went to another room and like was talking shit about it to myself, whispering, not even yelling, I would get like cussed out type shit. So hella suppressing, suppress. And I went through like the explosion of rage, because it does explode out once you're healed and you're ready for that, like to integrate your anger back into yourself. It explodes out. And I went through that. She was eating lots of habaneros too, which I can talk about that later, but like the fire built up inside of her. And she was like, I'm sick of this shit. Home alone. Nobody saw. And that's how all of these, because I've talked about one more that happened before where I was like, oh my God, the cat. And I like lost it. That was by myself. No one was around. I lived with people, but everyone was gone doing their shit. So I was by myself. And it wasn't like, understand that like, she's still keeping it to herself. She's still an 8th house moon. It's still very private. And like where I can do it in secret and in the dark by myself. No one else affected. That's how I am. And that's how I've been. Yeah, maybe I don't have to be like that. But when it is for my highest good to be that way, I am. So it is. and so, yeah, the rage, it exploded out. And understand that it will likely explode out of you too if you've been through that type of thing and you haven't integrated it. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like that, but if you've denied yourself being angry about certain things, you might come off a little bit like, I've been saying batshit so much and I'm trying to stop because I don't want to, but like you might come off a little bit batshit. Like that's the language I can speak, okay? You might come off a little bit batshit and you might be like hella coming at people crazy. Oh well, at least you're standing up for yourself now. And that's just where you had to start. And it's unfortunate. And like be mindful, do the apologies that you need to. And if shit gets like and bridges get burned, it's a result. And that's unfortunate. And it is. And also you gotta stand up for yourself. You had to get that in order to actually push forward and survive. Because that old survival mechanism is no longer serving you. It served you back then because that's what you needed. Now you shed it, and that's what shedding looks like. It looks like, fuck you, how fucking dare you, when someone like accidentally take the napkin before you did and and then you missed the napkin and now you feel like you got robbed. It's like, yeah, that was an overreaction, quote unquote. It's not proportionate. How is it going to be proportionate when you have so much bottled up? It just can't, because it's a shaken bottle. And once you open it up, and that doesn't mean keep it closed. No, it means open it earlier. Or open it now and let it explode out. That's just what it is. It's ugly. And for the other shit, it's ugly inside. It's not a burst out. It's a burst in, and then it seeps and oozes out like a pussy wound. And it hurts because it's a pussy wound that just burst inside of you. Ew. And now you're on the floor. And now you can't move, and now you can't work, and now you can't do shit. And it's because you're healing. You gotta be gentle with yourself. And that shit's scary because that's the type of shit that can put people on the street, and that has. And then people have the fucking nerve to be like, ugh, that's a healed person. That's a person who tried to heal or who couldn't. Because some people are just like very sensitive, and they're the people who couldn't harden to get through certain times. Or just like, it's just like a certain resource wasn't there for them to go through the healing all the way. And then you're going to be a dick to them. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Every single time it's fuck you. And I will break your fucking arm. And what if I did? Like, on that I would. I don't even know if I can break an arm. Apparently it's not that difficult, but I just don't know that I could. Like, I would have... It would have to be like some sort of survival thing. I don't think I could like get angry enough to do that. But like maybe the right person. Holy shit. I don't know. She's not a fighter. Not like just generally. Ugh. It's just like exactly exacta of justice. That's what she is. That's what she is. So stand on it for yourself. Stand on it for yourself. That's the moral of this one. Stand on it, stand on it, stand on it. Give yourself what you need to heal. Do that. And I hope I get mines too, because I'm sick of this. I'm ready to move on. Sick of this. Sick of the advantage taking. And I'm just ready to live happily ever after in my new world. And I know that it is. So I'm ready for it to just happen. And there's still, I need the little pocket. I need the pocket. I need the pocket. I need the pocket. I need to be the fallen star that got put in the pocket. So that I can get the rest out, because there's still more in here. And then be that bitch. And then be that bitch. And then be that bitch. And then be, and if it has to happen somewhere that I have been so terribly harmed and likely will get my shit rocked for hurting the family because I left because they fucking hurt me. It's like, what's one versus the other? That's kind of where I'm at right now. What's one versus the other? At least like in one, there's no food scarcity. There's no, like, there's like, if it like there's no, what am I trying to say? Instability. It's just like emotionally unstable. It's like, if I'm already doing that, at least I could have 2 more little building blocks. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And yeah, that's a little bit more than like I don't know if that'll make sense to people who don't know me, but if you do, or if it does, then it does. And thank you. And thank you for hearing me. And thank you for being here, because she went all the way. I like keep being like, this one's going to be lighthearted. And so maybe I'll make another one, because I'm feeling quite yappy today. Maybe I'll make another one that is lighthearted. This one's a little bit less, but I also would like, I'm happy to hopefully motivate people and like make you feel less seen if you've been through some like book-like shit as well. And you know, I think that's why I also don't want to get super into the things that I've been through, not during these at least, because it's just like, it very likely will trigger someone who has been through like any other trauma, because it's not like you have to go through the type of trauma that someone else has gone through to be triggered by hearing about their trauma. Because like I was talking about earlier, if you have like an emotional flashback, then like now you're experiencing your trauma, and it's like we're both experiencing our trauma, and it's like that didn't need to really happen, you know? But I also like I would be very happy to share my story with friends on public platforms. Like, I want to be like interviewed and like share my terrible trauma, and like I want to like be like the trauma porn story time, because I'm like, yeah, that baby needed to be seen. And if it's this like crazy gross way that I have to do it, that's like very Plutonian, very polarizing, I don't care. She's seen, and she needed that, and by more than just me. So fuck it. So interview me. So ask me about it. So have me go into it, because you don't be talking about it. And it deserves to be seen by more than just like my therapist. I'm like, the whole world, Leo Mars, the whole world should see your pain, little baby. And the world should see you. But then it's me. I'm the little baby. And I'm like, the world should see me. And they should know what I've been through. They should know that I bossed up. Hella that, actually, though. Hella. So, yeah. Stand on your shit. I'm standing on mine. It's rocking, it's rocking. My toes are gripping it. Stand on it. See you, and if you would like. Yeah, I gotta. Okay. Let's start a beat. Hey, hey. I didn't even have a song for this one. This is the song, though. Whatever. Like it if you want, yeah, like it if you want, okay. Comment if you want, oh, comment if you want, okay. Subscribe if you're not, subscribe if you're not, subscribe if you're not, subscribe if you're not, follow, subscribe, or just keep watching. It doesn't really matter, but thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching. Oh, thank you for watching. What? Thank you for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The ramblings of a madman, truly. Fuck it. Thank you for listening to them, though. Bye.